What's up, everybody? It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's Family Friday. In this episode of the Full Speed Vlog, Family Friday edition, we're going to do something a little bit different. I've been really busy this week, but one of the things that I've been doing is I've been looking back on footage of time that I spent in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. While I was there, I was so impressed with their children. They were so helpful, so respectful, so peaceful. It's not that they were perfect. They had little fusses and things like that, but they played together. They helped out around the house. And so what I wanted to talk to you about were some of the things that I observed when I was with them that I felt like are keys that sometimes we miss. I'll just tell you a few things that I observed and put it out there for you. One, the children all had work to do. They all had chores that were their responsibilities around their house. And so if you want to raise responsible adults, you need to start off by giving your children responsibilities. Include them in the things that you do around the house. Maybe they're too young to do it all themselves, but it's your job as a parent to teach them how to do things, how to be responsible. And in doing that, you instill a sense of value. They see themselves as contributors. And so if you want to raise adults that are contributors to society, that have a sense of responsibility, teach them to be contributors to the productivity of the home. Some other things that I saw is that teach them how to play together. Part of their play is their job, right? You want to channel that energy, and you need to provide good things for them to do. And a lot of the things that these children were doing, they weren't on the television, they weren't watching video games, they weren't absorbing a bunch of media. They were learning to do things with their hands and to be creative. They had boxes of blocks, and they had bicycles and tops and various things that they would play with, but they were creative. They played outdoors, and they exerted themselves. Part of the benefit of not giving your kids a bunch of things, but actually giving them simple things, it teaches them creativity. You're raising creative people. You're raising entrepreneurs. You're raising children who don't feel like it's the world's duty to entertain them. But the world is their opportunity for them to exercise their own imagination, their own creativity, and to go out and make something happen instead of sitting back and feeling like, I'm bored. Why are you doing that?
To make muscles.
What are you going to do with your muscles?
I'm not sure.
He wants to beat his friends in arm wrestle.
Oh yeah, arm
That's 1 year, my friend's 1 year older than me.
Something else that's really important is that they built community that fostered family. They had their children right involved with the things that we were doing. They taught their children how to sit still, do activities as a family, do kingdom activities as a family. For us, I know that as we were growing up, we did outreaches as a family. We brought friends over, and we brought all the kids together. And there were times where we would send the kids off to play, but a lot of times we had everybody together, and the kids learned to contribute. They learned to sit still. They learned to listen. They heard the testimonies. They saw the prayers. They got to see God at work. You know, in the kingdom of God, it's true, you know, that we get to experience hundreds of mothers and brothers and fathers and sisters. Church life should not be a conflict between church and family. Do your family in church life, and when church is done right, it's a community that fosters the family instead of always dividing you up. A lot of these kids had responsibilities of taking care of living things, of animals, of chickens, of goats, of things like that. And so part of what they're learning in the home and as children, they're learning how to be responsible for something else. They're learning how to care for something else. They're learning how much work it takes just to take care of animals, so they develop some appreciation of their parents taking care of them, but they also develop that nurturing instinct and protective instinct and sense of responsibility of being able to care for things that are weak and helpless, and so they learn charity in their work.
So,
What do you do in the morning?
when my chicken food's all, I just need to ask my mom for some food for the chickens.
So you're out of chicken food?
Yeah.
You have to go ask for more. Okay. Does it have a name?
Yep, Ginger. Whoa! Wait a minute.
What I saw in the children is that they had a creativity, they had a spunk, they had a life about them, but they also had a great deal of respect and humility. Part of our job is to raise children that it's a blessing for other people to be around them. And so instill a sense of value and responsibility and creativity. Shut off the television and stop letting Hollywood and all its high energy hype and stuff fill your kids with a bunch of distractions, and let them be outdoors where it's peaceful. Let them stretch themselves to figure out what to do next. What am I going to do? How can I be creative? And let them learn how to take care of other things, even if it's just plants or having some living responsibility, so that they learn how to be nurturing and charitable. I just felt like it would be good for me to share some of these lessons with you all, because they're not new lessons for us, but for some of you it might be new, and you might wonder, well, where do I start with this? Well, I would look for what lessons that you could begin to implement. And then secondly, I would begin to look for, where do you see kingdom community happening? And maybe if it's not happening in your church, maybe you could begin to pull some families together that would have a vision for this to be a church within a church, if your church is so large. You can't do this with everybody necessarily, and it may not be right or healthy, but what you can do is look for a few that you can pull together and begin to have more of an intentional community and fellowship like this. So God bless you, brothers and sisters. I hope this was encouraging to you, and if it was, please be sure to give it a like, share, and put your comments below. Comment about things and ideas. What spoke to you about this? What encouraged you? What does this challenge you about? What are some other things? What are some other ideas that you may have to foster family in our day? God bless, and we'll see you in the next Full Speed vlog.
That's pretty darn cool.
Uh-oh.